Less than 48.
Less than 48.
Less
Okay.
than 48 hours.
Yeah. You were talking about delegation and about getting things in order quickly. We've seen videos of the Cabinet Committee on Security, CCS meetings. It looks like this is the creme de la creme of the cabinet. Everybody getting together, very serious looking, very tough. And you all look like, बहुत पहाड़ टूट पड़ा है, कुछ होने वाला है, कुछ बड़ा. What happens in these meetings? We saw that Uri, Balakot, Pulwama, Ganga, Operation Ganga. We saw this during COVID times. How do these meetings take place? What happens? Does everybody input, output? What happens there?
No, it would vary. Say, if there's a larger meeting, usually there would be some kind of briefer in any meeting, because somebody has to put the proposition and then, obviously then the floor kind of gets opened up. Typically, the Prime Minister comes in sort of late, I would say. I mean, he allows people to speak before he actually says anything. That would be a norm. We may look very serious because usually when CCS meets, it's a serious matter. The routine CCS meeting, we have,
Sure.
if there is something which some agreement or purchase or something needs to be cleared, often you don't get the photo of it because you yourself would not be covering it. So you would not, most of the pictures you do have would be of occasions like Uri or post Galwan, where the situation is serious, and I think it's obviously reflected on our.
Because there's no briefing after the CCS. We never get to know what happened.
Yes, but look, I think governments at the end of the day are supposed to focus on governance. No? So if you have, I mean, if there are decisions you made which need to be executed, you're not going to come and tell the press, guys, we just made this decision and that is how it is going to be executed.
Okay. So now let me come to, when we were talking about how you do your briefings to the Prime Minister, you do your briefings to the Cabinet. What happens when you're with parliamentary committees? There is the opposition also out there.
Parliament? Or
in Parliament. But the parliamentary committees, there are opposition members also, right? The Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Oh, okay. Consultative committee.
Consultative committee. Sure. Right? So there are people from the opposition also in that.
Sure.
So how do you convince them about policy matters?
Well, I have only experience of my own committee because both as Foreign Secretary and as EAM I've dealt with them. The way I deal with them is we take a subject, we tell them this is the subject. Normally we take something very topical and then we would have again a presenter. Often it would be the Foreign Secretary, could be some other secretary, normally not. Then I open it and encourage everybody to have their say. And then what would happen is, in some cases, the presenter may respond, but I would, as a minister, respond to every one of the comments which are made by every one of the members. Okay. So my intent of doing that is really, one, to underline to them that we take them seriously, to not them seriously but their concerns seriously. Two, it does help in kind of carrying them along and sometimes in convincing them, though politics is politics, so sometimes whether they're convinced or not, they would not admit it.
Rahul Gandhi didn't get convinced by you. In fact, he said that, I think you were, I don't know the exact words, but I think he said that you did not know much about foreign policy matters. You needed to learn a little more.
Well, let me put it to you more accurately. This wasn't at a parliamentary committee. In parliamentary committees, we have interacted, but usually what happens in parliamentary committee, I try to keep to myself, so I will not get into it with you either. This, I think, was something he said at some kind of public meeting somewhere.
That you don't know much about.
I think he Look, I cannot vouch for the exact words either, but I think it was probably in the context of China, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's not convinced about China.
Yeah,
that
but I
he
mean,
thinks
look,
that
now
you are
what,
opaque about it.